Alright guys, welcome to the second video, and we are going to do something very simple uh, using getter and setter methods, and we're going to see a few different flavors of these two methods. These particular methods don't actually do much. They set a variable and then you get a variable. So as you can see, I already have a package here called getter and setter, and I've got two classes. One is the class getter setter, and this is the second class, which is a test class. Okay, test class, and it has a main method in it. Okay, public static void main string array args, scope of the main method, and all I've done is I've created an object called CA of the class getter setter. I haven't actually used it, but hopefully we'll be using it soon. Okay, so tune on to this. So getter setter. So as we said, it sets a value of a variable or multiple variables by using one method called the set method. So let's say set variable method. Okay, public void set variable method takes an integer I, and what it does is it sets the value. So we're going to standard output, and we're going to print something in there in a meanwhile. Okay, so for example, we have integer called not yet set. Okay, don't get confused guys, this is still an integer, although it might sound with a different name. We have to start using more complex names, not just A, B, C, and D, because in real time things are a little different. Okay, let's ignore all these messages popping up there. Okay, so int not yet set is a variable which is been declared only at this point. So only declaration here, not initialized yet. Okay, ignore the spellings. I'm trying to do a spell check. What's going on here? Hang on. Change to initialize. Yeah. Okay. So this variable integer not yet set is not been initialized. Okay, we have a method here which is our method called set var. What does it do? It sets a variable. Okay, and we're gonna see, we're gonna have a method get var is going to get us a variable, okay. Okay, and then we're gonna call it public void get var. var stands for variable, and it has a print line, and it's gonna print something. Okay, so when you call this method in your main class, it will expect you to pass a value. This integer I here is declared for the first time and is called as a local variable because it is only visible within the scope of the method. And this is the method scope. The visibility of I is only in this scope. Even if I was to declare another integer I here, this variable and this variable are two different variables. So please keep that in mind. Okay, it was only for illustration, just to show you. So any variable declared within the parameter area, which is here, is only local to the body of the method. Okay, now this is how we read this. This is very important. Okay, although it might look very simple, this is how you should read it. Set the value of not yet set variable to the value of I. Now this I is this I. This not yet set variable is this one. So the following line of code will be, okay, not yet set is equal to I. Okay, this is how it should be, and this is how it should be read. Set the value of not yet set to the value of I. Okay, guys, when you're coding, sometimes you might do this way. Some of you guys might have a problem this way. It doesn't give you a compile time error. All it does is the value of I here is whatever you pass at the time of invoking in the main method. So when you call this main method in the public static void main along with the object of this class, you pass a value of say 20 in it. So the 20 will come here and it will say set the value of the left hand side, which is I, to the value of not yet set. Not yet set at this point has a default value of 0. So what will happen is the 20 which will be passed here will be set to 0. Okay, so be careful of this. Sometimes you might get improper output in your console. So do come back and check if this sort of thing has happened. And then what you want to do is you want to set the value of not yet set. Okay, you're just going to print the value of that. Now, once the value has been printed and the value of not yet set has been initialized to the value of I, okay, our other method, which is public void get variable, simply does is prints the value of not yet set. So not yet set. Okay, it might sound a bit silly that I've given you a print line here. So what you do is we'll take that out so it will make a little bit more sense. So when we call this method set variable, you pass a value, say 20, comes into the block here, sets the value 20 to this variable not yet set, which is currently at the default value. So now at this point, the value of not yet set is gone to, see, I'll give you here now, not yet set currently is equal to 0. Okay, and I is equal to say 20. Example, this is just an example, you can pass whatever you want. Okay, so now this not yet set variable gets the value 20. Okay, then the code moves on. These are all comments. It exits the block. Okay, and the method is finished. Okay, shall we go to the test class here? Okay, we have already created an object of the class which we were using before, which is the class getter setter, and we're going to use this object to call the methods. The methods were set cg dot set variable. You want to set it, say 222. I'm just going to change the flavor a little bit. We're going to call cg dot get variable. Okay, and why is that giving us a trouble? Get variable in type under define. Let's have a look what's going on here. Shouldn't be a problem. This shouldn't have been a problem. Anyway, yeah, it is not a problem. I think it was just about saving the stuff. Yeah, so it's all saved now. All right, so this should all work now. Should work. Okay. Cool. Let's run this, see what comes out in the console. 222. Okay, that's the design output. Now, if you wanted to add a little bit more flavor to this, and you could say, okay, you could just add a string there and say the value of the desired variable is. Okay, you run the code and it prints you exactly what we have written here in the print line. Okay, is 222. Correct? So this is one way of doing it. But you can do this on the fly using parameterized constructor. So we're going to look at a different flavor of this. We don't need all this. So hang on 1 second. We're going to delete all that. And we're going to use something. You want to set value. Say we have integer number 1. Okay, integer number 2. We have 2 integers. Okay, these are our variables to be set some value. Okay, all clear? Look at this carefully. Okay, look at this carefully. This is very important. I'm making something here. All right, can you see what has happened? Okay, public access control modifier. This one looks like a method. Can you see? It looks like a method. Okay, and there is a parameter area here. Yeah, you can see parameter area here. Then you have the body. Okay, so this is the scope of this block. Okay. Block is anything that is within the parenthesis. So public class getter setter, but this is the same name as this. Okay, and this is called a constructor, and it is a parameterized constructor. Okay, now let's have a look at parameterized constructor. Let's say it takes int a and int b. Okay, what is it? Number 1 is equal to a, number 2 is equal to b, and same. Stand it up and say, we'll just say I am running. Okay, so this is just to let you know that every time the constructor is evoked, it will print this line saying that I'm running. You know how we set these values here. So public class get set method. This is the name of the class, nothing else. Okay, whenever you have a name of the class, it is a constructor. It doesn't have a return type. Have a look here. There is no return type here. Okay, it does have a parameterized area where it takes 2 new variables. Because we have an int here, it is a new variable declared at the first time, and the scope of these variables is within this scope only. So these 2 variables are only visibility. The visibility of int a and int b is within the scope, nowhere else. Okay, what we do is then we take number 1, which is a class variable or called global variable, and then we set it to the value of a. Same with 2, we set it to b. Okay, and then we have a print line here which tells that the constructor is running. This is just for our purpose. Normally in real life you wouldn't put a print line there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put another system output line. Sysol line, let's say standard output. We're going to say the value of number 1 is equal to plus number 1. and we're going to say the value of number 2 is equal to plus number 2. Okay, I don't know if this is very clear on the screen. I am not sure if I can is that a view window zoom. I don't know how to zoom this. Hang on, let me try this. Zoom. It doesn't do anything. Show view and perspective editor. Give into toggle full screen. Minimize. Nah, sorry guys. I'm trying to make it a bit larger for you. Properties, maybe I can see something in properties. Resource debugging. Nah, not here. Eclipse preferences, general appearance. Hopefully, find the color and font. There you go. There was something there. Basic. Where can you find expand all label decoration? Color and fonts. Oh, these are all the fonts and colors we have there. Let's go for Java. Color labels, font, Java editor text, set to default text font. Okay, let's try to edit it. You're getting somewhere. Let's say 14. Okay. Let's apply. I guess that's better, isn't it? Yeah, do it. Alright, so guys, I guess this is much better to see. Right, so we're going to test Java. This is our main method here, as we all know. We're going to try and make a constructor. How do we make a constructor? CG is equal to new. Okay, can you see what has popped up now? It says, okay, this constructor here requires 2 inputs. So, and say 32, and let's say 44. Save that. What happens at this point? CG is, okay, hang on one second. So CG is your variable, okay, which stores the object created by new of type class getter setter, okay, holds these 2 integers, and this variable is not an int or a string, it is of class getter setter type. So it is of the class type variable, so it's a reference variable. It refers to a class. So when you pass these values, it comes here and it looks if he has a constructor, which he has 2 variables here. It will put 22 in place of A, 44 in terms of B, set these numbers here, as you can see, set these numbers here, okay, and it will execute these 2 lines, and that is job done. There is no more to it. So you've done getting and setting instantaneously. Alright, if you can see, oh, my console colors have changed as well. Okay, the value of number 1 is 22, the value of number 2 is 44. So I guess you understand what is a parameterized constructor now. So hopefully that should help you guys. Okay, thank you so much.